Hi everyone, I'm Turkana Soyonkanoje, and today I'm going to talk about one of the most unforgettable experiences of my life, my trip to Japan. So let's discover the best of Japan together. Well, last year I have the opportunity to travel to Japan for 1 week. I visited two amazing cities, Tokyo and Kyoto. Before going there, I was very excited because Japan is a country with a very rich culture, beautiful places, and very respectful people. I had always wanted to go to Japan to know more about their traditions, their food, in general, their daily life. So, some of the things that surprised me in Japan was, for example, when I arrived in Tokyo, the first thing that surprised me, was how organized everything was. For example, the streets were very clean. The transportation was very efficient. The people were very punctual. After that, maybe even the busy places was very calm, not like, here in Peru, it's all like very chaotic. So these are some things that I think are different from Japan, uh, that maybe in Peru don't have something like that. Also, I used to, as I told you, maybe here there are a lot of places that are so louder. And as I said, maybe also chaotic. But this doesn't happen in Japan. Another experience that I really enjoy in Japan was their Japanese food. I tasted sushi, ramen, matcha desserts in Kyoto, also that famous onigiri, for example. And I really like it. Maybe the matcha, I don't, well, it's kind of so so. I don't really like it. But onigiris were the best for me, I think. So everything was very delicious. I also noticed that the food presentation is very important or very rich in Japan. Meals were served in a very neat and beautiful way, you know. Though, so this showed me that food is not only about eating, but also about appreciation, the effort, and care behind it. After that, maybe during my trip, I also visited Kyoto, as I said at the beginning, a very famous city in Japan. I saw some temples and, I learned about more about their culture, probably. As I said, during my trip, I also visited Kyoto, a famous city for his temples and something like that. For example, there I saw beautiful shrines, old streets, and people wearing that traditions clothes, called kimonos, were very beautiful. I would like to go the next time because I would like to try that kimonos. I didn't have the opportunity because, the time and something like that. But in general, the atmosphere was very peaceful and full of history. Visiting those places made me feel great respect for Japanese traditions. So now, one of the biggest cultural differences that I noticed was maybe how the people there, Japan, show respect. Like in Japan, people usually bow instead of maybe shaking hands. Like bowing is a way to greet others and show politeness. At first I feel unusual to me, but later I understood how important respect is in the culture. Another thing that was very different here in Peru than in Japan maybe is that people used to remove their shoes before entering a house. Like before entering homes and some traditional places, people just remove their shoes. This custom helps keep places well cleaner and shows respect for the home. I found well this very practice like a well your home keeps very clean if you remove your shoes. No, so it reflects how much they value cleanness and order. Well, about this, I took this tradition, and when I arrive to my house, I usually remove my shoes in the living room. So when I go to my room or maybe the kitchen or the bathroom, I use some shoes that stay in the house. No. Then, I also learned that being quiet is a form of respect in Japan. For example, on public is transportation. For example, people try to avoid speaking loudly, maybe on the phone or in groups, because they don't want to make noise. But well, here in Peru, in my culture, people often, sometimes they are more like expressive when they are talking or doing something. So this was very different for me. So this trip told me that many value reasons. I learned that respect can be shown in many simple ways. Traveling to Japan was an incredible experience for me because it allowed me to see the world from a different perspective. So traveling to Japan was an incredible experience because it allowed me to see the world from a different perspective. As I said, it helped me to become more like an open-minded person and appreciate cultural diversity. So, in conclusion, my trip to Japan was not was only a wonderful adventure, but also an important learning experience. I discovered a lot of different beautiful places, and I really like, for example, that cherry blossoms. That little trees that have their leaves pink. It was very amazing for me. So after I discovered beautiful places like that, maybe delicious food like onigiris and meaningful traditions that, for example, that they usually bow or remove their shoes, probably stay very quiet in public transportation, maybe, right? So most importantly, I learned the importance of respecting different cultures from my own. So this is the end. I hope you really enjoy this little presentation about my trip in Japan. So thank you, teacher, and thank you, classmates, if you are seeing this. Thank you.